So I wanted to share my out-of-the-box experience with my new Lenovo. And I'm just inserting my SIM for the first time, along with the idiotic SD card. All right, so I purchased a tablet, and I've been having so much fun with my Android tablet that I decided to get one of these Lenovos. And I have to say the driving force for wanting one of these is the fact that I think Linux mostly works. So I wanted to share my experience. Yeah, see, and I got the LTE option. So let's turn off the Wi-Fi and connect. Let's see if the mobile works. I feel like I'm seeing flex. What the fuck? Shouldn't have to do all this shit. I just used a script before. Set up. Yeah, just next. Who fucking cares? Why does this matter? Here, I'll just type Google. The Googles. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I got a different device. Oh. Well, Google was nice enough to give me legit instructions. It's been so long since I set this thing up. Since I set one of these up. Okay, I was close, man. Google. Bye. So the install went extremely smooth. An interesting thing to note is that I think I could have done it without the keyboard. Because even when you're in like that boot prompt where you just get the initial, you know, do you want to install? Oh, look, we're connected. See? Easy as pie. That's the scariest looking picture I think I've ever seen. I'm not going to click on that. Anyway, it's been a little bit clunky, but oh, so far I'm really impressed with how far Linux has come. Yeah, look, we're totally cruising the web here. Test wiki. Here we go. We're mobile. Turn off. Turn on. All right, that's cool as shit. Okay, so Linux on this tablet. Sorry. Yeah, when doing the install, it even brought up like a UFI keyboard, like a fucked up DOS or not DOS, but you know what I mean. Pre-boot keyboard option where I was able to very weirdly still hit enter. yeah, the multi-touch stuff works. The pen works, and the pen is plenty responsive. I haven't done anything with any touch stuff, but you know, there's GIMP, and I've gotten pretty used to Genome anyway, and so I guess I like how it works. I've used it with other remotes and stuff too. Um, the power options. Yeah, so I don't have a tab. It's not the keyboard's definitely not the best for doing terminals, but that's forgivable right now. And you know, I haven't done anything. Like this is literally pretty much a basic install. All right, some more power shit. Didn't look too bad. Pulling 9 watts right now. That seems really bad. Yeah, this keyboard pops up quite a bit sometimes when you don't need it. Activities. You can't really swipe over there well. All right, what have I done here? Okay, we're done with that. Yeah, I am pulling a shit ton of power. It's also not listing this column over here, which normally gives you watts. So I find that interesting. If we look at my old Lenovo, it actually does. So this is my beloved laptop that has just been the best damn basic fucking laptop with LTE, and you know it pulls 4 watts, a 17-hour estimate on top, you know, and it does that too. It'll live all day with the lid closed. It's not a fair comparison because that thing has 2 big batteries, but still it comes in, you know, right around 4 pounds. And anyway, that was such a great laptop that when I first saw like a demo of how well, I guess Wayland and Genome 3 were doing with touch, I just couldn't help it. I wanted to give it a try because I've been having a ton of fun with my Android tablet, but I kind of fucking hate Android. So, and they had a president's deal on this dude, so I think the specs, I've got the second fastest processor and 16 gigs of RAM, and they didn't have the option for the infrared camera, which I really kind of wanted to fuck with. Instead, you get near NFC communication in here, which I haven't messed with. I also haven't been able to get the fingerprint reader to work, which I believe is right there. And I haven't tried though. These buttons, apparently these mouse buttons aren't working. And I actually read that before I even noticed, because I guess I've just sort of been using the touchscreen and I'm actually not, you know, I literally just set this thing up and was just kind of wowing at, you know, how well the touch stuff works. Oh look, all my scroll input just happened when I touched it. That is interesting. Alright, keyboard, fuck you, go away. Yeah, see, I can scroll. I'm doing that with the mouse. 2-finger scroll. But that got queued up. So one of the things I was actually reading about Wayland and its touch interface, Yeah, fuck, I already lost it. Anyway, this dude was mentioning something pretty. He was going into just how that shit worked and how all the signals get sent to every application and then later are canceled. It seems wacky to me. I'm really bummed I'm not running X. I did run X on here instead of Wayland, and actually some of the interface looked like it worked, but everything else was a lot less smooth. I know my camera doesn't do this justice, but this is smooth enough for me. And in terms of, you know, the zooming and, you know, this is all just really key shortcuts to the zooming, but I find it semi-responsive. I do feel like there's been some weird slowdowns occasionally, which is probably why I was monitoring my power. Like it feels like sometimes it gets a little clunky and weird. And of course the keyboard not having some of the keys I want, like tab, the on-screen keyboard. It's gonna drive me a little nuts. And then why I'm pulling 10 watts right now. You know, and I used to hover over battery statistics on my laptop, but that Lenovo did so damn good and ran so cool. Like it never got hot. It was actually amazing. Like I think people use laptops and they're just used to how shitty they are, but my T450S, I think is what it is, with the big battery, it just it never got hot and it runs for 12 hours, you know. And that's of use, of actual use. And so I was so impressed with what Lenovo has done and with their dual battery system and with their general choice of components. You know, everything works with Linux, and then the build quality in the keyboard's good. And I find that this keyboard is good too. This is a really good keyboard. I'm really kind of surprised that the buttons don't work and this doesn't work. And I'll dig into that. But my hope is that I'm not going to use the keyboard much, that I'm just going to use this to fuck around with. And honestly, I don't have a need for this. And it was actually just something I bought while I was on vacation, and I shouldn't have bought it. And you know, there's maybe a 20% chance I'll send it back if there's shit that I really don't like. If I can't live with the battery life. But I really wanted to see like how Linux was doing. Oh, and then pen input I think is really actually pretty cool. And on my Android I was actually digging it. So I have all kinds of weird use cases that are not important that really shouldn't require $1,300 hardware to go with it. But this display, the 3:2 aspect ratio, I thought was fucking cool. There's, you know, some of the shit I was sort of messing with. It was derp. Yeah, just like seeing if I could change the display resolution. There's not another 3:2 aspect ratio. Like going 1500 by 1000 would be perfect because you could reduce the pixels and then just scale to 100% and it would look the same. And just to give you an idea, like if we go down to this 4:3, which is 1920 by 1440, and then go by 100, you really aren't losing a lot in terms of in terms of your usability of the screen, but you're potentially reducing power, although I don't know that to be true. In fact, this looks like the wrong aspect ratio. What did we? Oh, and then you can see that the oh, you can't see it. Yeah, so as we approach the edge here, you can see that it's off. I don't know if you can view that, but the Wacom stylus is based on the entire screen area versus the actual area. So what happens when you change displays is basically you fuck all that up. So yeah, you can really see it here. See the X, and then I go down to the center, and it's gonna be close. And I go over here, and it's gonna be off. But it is functioning. It's just there's just a calibration or a offset issue, but just because I changed display, so I can still get in here and click on the wrong things and get back. Okay, yeah, we did 16 by 9. I want to go lower. There's 4 by 3. Yeah, so now we have black bars on this side, but the display still looks great. And for whatever reason, Xrandr didn't really. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. It's gonna drive me nuts. But this is the real world experience. Yeah, so Xrandr didn't really give any other resolutions. It's only showing the one that I'm using, which I find weird. And I tried adding. I thought I tried adding Xrandr. Yeah, I tried adding 2500 by 1000. It's just like that's not found. So I don't know what magic gets these display entries in here, but that's the one I want. It would be nice, so I'll probably try to figure out how to choose that one. And yeah, it's just reporting the one that we're currently using, which is kind of weird. Okay, so let's go back. I think I've lost that guy. But yeah, this is literally I'm like, this is a basic. It's a basic install here. Come on, dude. Okay, I'm having to use the keyboard. That sucks. 2 by 2, 200. Apply. But yeah, no funny business going on here, really. It's just basically working with a few minor things that, I'm sure I'll find answers to. What else can I say about this thing? It would have been fun to have the infrared camera, even though I'm not a Windows user. I did just blow away the Windows on this thing. I really don't use Windows. Lenovo told me I could use the Windows Pro license that came with this on a different machine, which is something I want to do because I do game a little bit. So I may see about that, but I think on the tablet, I think it would drive me nuts to have Windows. I did fool around with it, and honestly, the Linux experience is better-ish. It's, I mean, it's not horrible. Like, fuck. I mean, I threw, like, here's Cody on here. Sometimes this does get a little weird, and you have to do new window. But yeah, man, I got my South Park add-on. I could just go watch some South Park. The speakers are shite. They're complete shite. But like I can get to my other windows here. I'm running a ton of shit. So I don't feel like this thing has been as snappy as my other Lenovo, which I find kind of weird. You'd expect this 8th gen proc to be betterer, but and also I guess it's a quad core versus a single 4-thread or dual core 4-thread. This is a 4-core 8-thread. So I'm not blown away by the performance of this tablet. The battery life is certainly shite. There's a few dumb things like so my plan is to actually upgrade the I got the 256 gig hard drive, and you know, if I ever care, I'll probably drop in a bigger hard drive. This thing is pretty strong, I guess. The tablet as a tablet, like when you satisfyingly rip the keyboard off of there, this is a big goofy tablet, but that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted this big goofy. Oh, why can't I switch now? There we go. Yeah, so all the orientation shit works, you know, right out of the box. I have no idea how it works. It can get a little bit funky. The sleep function seems to work. So we're going into sleep mode now. And I assume it's a deep sleep. I'm not really sure. This LED is way too fucking bright and I can't figure out how to turn it off. I thought I saw an I2C ThinkPad thing, so I might poke at that. This back display, or this back thingy, I've not been able to make that work. The front one works fine. In fact, I can demo that real quick just with some VLC action. Okay, that probably wasn't a deep sleep. Yeah, so we do some VLC. Media, open capture. See, so it sees both cameras. Sorry, my light sucks here. It sees both cameras, but it doesn't. Video one never works. And I don't know why. Again, this is new. This is new to me. Yeah. So there's the video. You can see my ugly mug wearing my headphones maybe. My camera setup. It's real not fast. It's way behind. Anyway, but it works. So that's fucking cool. I haven't done anything else. So that's going to be pretty much my review. I think the last thing that I was planning on doing today, which I already did, was ensuring my network stuff worked. And it seemed to just work just fine. So everything else is me goofing off. Okay, that's my headphone and the reflection. This keyboard. I think this keyboard, I think I need to find one that has an up arrow for one, because in a prompt this doesn't work at all. The build quality seems okay on this thing. I did read probably the worst thing that I read is that the people are having problems with this keyboard scratching and ruining the display. And I talked to Lenovo about that because I was like, hey, you know, that's fucked up. This is an expensive toy, and like that's fucked up. And they I don't know. They've been replacing it under warranty as far as I know. So I shelled out the $100 extra for the warranty. So I think all up with the President's sale, this thing ended up costing me about $1,500, which is not, but hopefully I'll get to hack on Genome 3 and or decide about Wayland. I have problems like I need Synergy and I can't run Synergy on Wayland, so I may end up running X on this thing anyway. And then I have the potential to fuck with a bunch of stuff I've never messed with on Linux that has apparently come a really long ways. Come on. Yeah, so it's still pulling, it's pulling 5 watts right now. I can't scroll. I can't tab. I can't tab through my stuff here. I can't escape. So there's going to need to be some keyboard work done here. And then this keyboard popping up, even though I have the main keyboard connected, is a little bit annoying. One other tablet that I almost considered, this was actually a Bluetooth keyboard, and I can see the value of that right now because it'd be actually really convenient if I could just throw this keyboard on my lap and type on it. It's actually a really cool keyboard. It's fucking paper thin, but at the same time it's a laptop cover. It is very light, but it's also like pretty strong, and of course really does feel like a good ThinkPad keyboard if you like that, and the layout is pretty good. So yeah, maybe even if there was a way to hack wireless onto this piece, it would be nice, but I didn't check. I haven't looked at anything. I assume this. I see a bunch of markings on here. Let's just look real quick while I try to think what else. Yeah, thin keyboard model. I don't know what all those mean. .8 volt, 210 milliamp. Whoa. Can ISIS. China. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to say. In no review has anybody mentioned how this shit smells. It smells awful. I'm not even kidding. Oh my god, this part right here smells like the middle of somebody's foot. Oh, it fucking stinks. And then if you smell the output, no, the fan smells okay, but this area right here, I swear to God, smells like you just painted your house. But then this corner over here smells fine. So, I mean, smells, well, let's just say I never noticed a weird smell off any of my other laptops ever. So that smells like foot. Oh, it's so gross. It's so gross. It smells so fucking shitty right here. It smells like foot and wet mud puddle, and it's not rotten, but it's like it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. So that was actually one of the things that I might not be able to live with. And I don't even, hell, I'm a smoker. I do have a pretty good sense of smell, but god damn. ThinkPad radio device. Yeah, I don't know what some of this shit is yet. So yeah, that's my ThinkPad review. Obviously, it is weird, goofy hardware, not for everyone. I don't think this is going to be a great couch surfer unless you're, just cruising the internet. This keyboard is going to make things a little floppy. I did set it on my lap, but it is not really a lap cruising keyboard, and it's meh. But if you're just dying to have Linux on a touchscreen device, meh. I can't really pick out something that's better, especially with LTE, because for me, LTE is just one of those check boxes that I have to check. I'm not gonna lay out a ton of money for a device that doesn't have an LTE option. Like, that's just stupid. And that's also one of the things that Lenovo seems to always get right. So, yeah, I'm trying to think what else I could say. It's really pretty uneventful. I went and watched some YouTube. This Gordon Ramsay chopping up an onion. Shitty speakers work. Oh, the volume buttons are over here, right where the pen goes. So if you're using this pen, then you can't get to the volume. Like, that's really dumb. I mean, I can get to the volume anyway, but it's kind of goofy. Yeah. So I don't know. That's kind of goofy. Some people reported the volume buttons not working. Mine work fine. The power button works fine. I disabled suspending when the lid is closed, and that's just something I do because I often will just power this thing and SSH into it. Or maybe I could have just left it so that it stays awake when powered, which I think is the default. But anyway, that's just how I roll. But otherwise, this is pretty vanilla. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that cropped up when I was doing the install. I guess I can show you a full boot here. The BIOS sucks. Let's yeah, I guess that mouse button really doesn't work. There's a button on the pad though that does work. So that could just be a simple configuration. Let me get this guy rebooting though. And this will be fun because we'll rip the keyboard off and you can see what it's like. So you can tap. Oh, did I miss it? I think I missed it. Well, oh yeah, my old Lenovo boots a lot faster than this thing too. So I don't know if this just has a slow ass drive. I didn't figure out what they actually put in it. But I guess this will show you boot times. So I've got, even though this thing's mobile, I have it auto logs me in, which is bad. What are we doing? Yeah, so let's reboot. And we'll look at the shitty options. So you can tap and you can break into the BIOS and then enter. That seems to work to pause it. So let's enter the BIOS. And there's just no options in here. And I'm having light problems here, and I apologize. There's just nothing in here. Like, yes, you get the version information. Is my time actually right? No. Oh God. Fucking clunky. Hey man, but it works. And like I said, I did the install without having a keyboard. In fact, maybe we'll boot that. Save. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Config. There's some network shit in here. There's nothing to turn off the goddamn LED though. You can toggle the volume to do display brightness instead. I've not tried that, but I assume that will work. I haven't tried any of the Thunderbolt stuff. I don't have any Thunderbolt stuff, but it all certainly showed up in Linux just fine, and that, as far as I know, is well supported. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into my workload, but I have considerations for getting a GPU for this thing. You don't get a GPU in this thing, and that's fine with me. The Intel stuff is fine, but power on, yeah, I'll do that, man. Oh, that's just the funkiest. There we go. And the movement actually made me think this was bending. Actually, it is bending. Yeah, the whole thing's a little floppy. Whatever. Password beep. I don't fucking know. Hyperthreading. Thunderbolt bullshit. Stuff I don't really know much about. This debug port, I have no idea what that is. All this fucked up security shit. All the backdoors. Yeah. Yeah. Set minimum length. Is that like for any password prompt? Like, dude, I don't understand some of the integration points with this security. I can't wait until there's more selection of devices that are secure. Maybe I should give my money to someone else. Sorry, I've never really looked at this stuff. I just remember there wasn't a lot of stuff. Yeah, this TPM 2.0. It's still enabled. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't know if I'm reporting security anywhere. SM BIOS reporting. Not 100% sure what that means. Physical presence for clear. Some of these are like, IT type management type things. Execution prevention on. I don't know what that is. VTD. So virtualization on this thing. Given that it doesn't have a lot of battery, I don't know if I'll be doing any vert, but certainly we'll see. Not 100% sure on my plans, especially if I can't export. One of the things I thought about doing was running, X Windows, being able to steal shit off my other displays and carry it to the couch on the tablet, you know, to fuck with, or if I'm watching something, I'm often watching a bunch of stats or something. That whole flow is in question because of Wayland. So I don't know. There's enough for me to hack on now that I just don't fucking know. The wireless stuff, that's cool. Bluetooth, USB port, memory card slot. I did populate it. Smart card slot. I don't know what that is. Integrated camera, microphone, fingerprint reader. Yep, I wanted all that on. NFC, I have not seen anything about, and I don't know what all I can do with that. My thoughts were possibly using, requiring my phone as part of the login process or something like that. But fingerprint would be okay for that too, for multi-auth. I don't fucking know. CompuTrace, that just looks fucking scary. I have no idea what that is. I need to read about that. Change owner epic. Device guard. So, no LED, no, like, yep. There isn't Windows on here anymore, but I may have left a 500 gig partition or 500 meg partition. I don't know if that's Windows Network Boot installer. I think I did leave it on there though. How you boot from a wireless, I don't know. Interesting. So the only stuff I've caught in here that might be of interest is being able to set the boot display to be external. But honestly, this is such a lovely display. I think I would probably end up mounting this somewhere as a third display, and either using Synergy or X Windows tricks, just use it as a third remote display. But there's lots of potential stuff there that I don't know what I'm gonna do. Don't know what I'm gonna end up hacking on with this thing. And it's just a big waste of money. It really is just a big waste of money. I think as a primary device, I think I would stick with a laptop. I think my T450S was just so damn good. I can't speak for the newer ones with the newer stuff. I worry about heat and battery time, although I did talk to somebody and they were saying that it was pretty good, but I don't know if anybody realizes how good the T450S was. I mean, it ran cool. It's just not. Save changes, save setup, exit saving. Some of these are just a little confusing. Okay, well, perhaps we adjusted the time now, and Cody will display the right time. Yeah, so you can you can do stuff. Yeah, fuck it, let's boot the install, and I'll show you this really goofy keyboard situation, which that's the thing. Like, if Android tablets and phones were not built with such, if they weren't built by assholes, like, I wouldn't have even needed this. I could have just been hacking on my tablet and getting what I needed. Like, I'm a little bit disgusted, and I gotta walk around and find my I gotta find my stupid dongle. Uh, but I'm a little bit disgusted with just the state of things in terms of our ability to use our hardware and the lack of concern. You know, like a perfect example is that amazing Huawei tablet that I bought that I'm just blown away, and that's sort of what got me into wanting a tablet. Is because I was so blown away by that thing. But then what's the fucking point? Like, it runs Android and end of story. You know, I like Android is amazing. And there's a lot of integration I can do into my life, but then what if what if you want to standardize things a little better and be able to back up your shit a little better? Like, Android is just not the answer for that. Or you want to write software, like, you know, the entry point into Android is shaking hands with the fucking devil, and it's just something I can't get behind, you know. Whereas this, I mean, aside from the hardware not being secure enough, at least the OS isn't out to get you. Okay, I can't find my fucking dongle. God damn it. But yeah, so, you know, really I'm it's fucked up. I'm spending money with Lenovo because I really wanted to see and support where Linux is going. That doesn't make sense. Fuck, man. All right, one more round. I'm sure nobody's listening anymore. I don't have anything to bitch about. Like, I could go on bitching about Android and the state of things, but it's really just me whining. There it is. Yeah. Okay, I found it. You gotta have a boatload of these. You just gotta. If you want to use your headset with your Android device, and then in this case, you want to boot. So I'm not sure. I don't think this thing will have known about the device. Choose temporary startup. Let's see. See if it probes now. Oh, it did. Yeah. So, okay, so check it out. So what do you do now? Well, you tap somewhere on the thing. Oh, look, you get this weird keyboard. So you've got these tiny options that you can't read because you're so damn old. Oh, look, I want to start blah blah live. Well, you can hit up arrow once. Oh, it stayed this time. Look, the keyboard's actually functioning. What? See? Android doesn't give you that. So I do have to commend Lenovo on this little party trick, because we don't even have a fucking keyboard, but we're able to boot off that device. It looks like enter didn't really happen. Let's try again. Enter. Isn't that crazy? So, like, I was doing the install and I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work. You know, I actually did all I had was an old Ubuntu thing, and that totally wasn't gonna work. It was too old. But this is Fedora 29, and And I was walking around with the thing with no keyboard because Lenovo gave me a damn keyboard. Like that, I don't know. I was pleasantly surprised. And then look, we're in here and all of our, I mean, it's just like the shit we just went through. Like everything just works. We've probably got, yeah, we've got our wireless. Like just this was it. So you can literally do the whole install without the keyboard. And that is kind of where the Linux experience is really not horrible. And Fedora in particular, I've just been blown away with. In fact, I'm going to do a review on my home theater PC, which it was my first use of Fedora. I switched to it, and then now I'm running it on my workstation, and I'm running it on my tablet now. Before that, I was using Ubuntu, but Ubuntu just fucking drove me crazy with something. Every goddamn time it was something. Boom, restart. But this feels slower than my T450, my other Lenovo. In fact, we're gonna boot here. This is just a normal boot, and it feels slow. And I don't know. I need to see what hard drive is in there. So there you go. That's the boot. We're booted. Let's bring up our South Park. You can kind of swipe into that corner when you don't have apps up, and that works. Initially, I got some gesture to work, but it seemed more than often it was trying to get me to swipe screens. But I'm blown away here. I'm blown away here that that this all just kind of works. Like fucking kudos to all the people that actually do things, as opposed to me, who's just the dude that doesn't do much. I don't like this Kodi interface. I like just the standard one. Here we go. Add-ons, South Park. So, like, yeah, multi-gesture. Somehow, and this is just based on YouTube videos. This is something I watched a week ago or a few weeks ago. Like, I was able to, like, see that shoved it up. So that is actually referencing a new screen over there, which isn't what I want. What I want is, like, if I have a terminal open here, like, my normal flow with a mouse is just to race up here, and then I can see all my other terminals. Like if we open another one, new window, yeah. So once you expand that guy, like with a mouse, you can just race up to the corner, or here we can tap activities. This flow works really well with a remote that I have that I will demonstrate, but for the tablet flow, there was a gesture, and that keyboard keeps getting in the way. There was that gesture is hard to do, but I think it works. I'm just not good at it or something. Fuck you, keyboard. Plus, you risk putting shit in your terminals. Not that you'd be running a lot of terminals, but I run a lot of terminals. There we go. Maybe I just have to do it slower. Get the keyboard out of the way. Do it slow. No. I don't know what it is. So I got to read about that. Train my hands how to do that. Maybe it's 3. Oh, maybe it's just 3 fingers. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's just 3 fingers. Well, it would be nice to... Oh, there we go. So now, yeah, so, yeah. So you open up your file system because you're trying to get to your porn or whatever, and then you can do that. You can multitask. You can take this guy and put him up here over on South Park, and then go back to your porn, and then swipe down, and you got your terminal right there. You can expand it. Oops. 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 There we go. Had a thing in front. What? It's like we just stopped working. I think we killed it. We killed it. Oh no, there it goes. The hell? We lost. There's South Park. So we go there. We select that. We select that. So it is. It's 3 fingers. So I didn't fucking around with Windows. I didn't get this user experience at all. So I'm very impressed, and this makes me want to use Wayland more. I'm just, man, not having synergy, not being able to export. I like to insecurely export windows. Like I would like to drag a window from my desktop to here. Um, Especially with the use of this tablet, you know, like if I want to walk away and read something, it would just be convenient. There might be other methods that I can manage doing shit like that, but that's the kind of stuff that I'm interested in. But yeah, I mean, this right here with the keyboard being there and functioning mostly, and with the ability to easily, uh, you know, like these keyboard shortcuts I use a lot to do this type movement or to move windows around. Um, this might be a little bit goofier with how you have to go about doing it, but still, I think it's pretty darn good. Yeah, that fucking works for me, man. Let's go down here. You open up your stellarium. This gets a little goofy, so you might need to do that. So that runs full screen, but you could still lay it. Oh. 4 fingers. There we go. Stellarium. Ah, come back. So 3 fingers. There we go. And I don't know. Can we do a new? Yeah. So now let's start a new session. So full screen Mozilla. Full screen Stellarium. I mean, pretty fucking cool. I'm pretty blown away here. Now this guy doesn't. Yeah, see, he doesn't get the X here. Oh, there's the X. Yeah, there we go. I mean, I think this experience is. I'm pretty impressed. I really am. I can't believe people don't like Linux. Like, why would you not? Why? Why would you fuck with these other fucking OSs that are just so fucking god awful to you? And this, if this were on my phone, man, I would just be happy as a cat, because Suddenly I could SCP things to my phone, or I could, do general shit across all devices the way that I know how to do things. Which granted, there's a learning curve there, and there's a history. There's a history in Linux. That's probably what freaks most people out, is they don't understand this alien ass shit. But the truth is, like, it's the best way to get work done. Fuck, I mean, all I'm missing here is like maybe some killer pen app, but this flow is just blowing me away here. Okay, well, enough looky-loos, and that's my tablet. I'm gonna have a hard time sending this thing back, despite the incredible amount of money that it costs. I do feel like I got an okay deal at $1,300. The battery life, though, is probably going to be an issue. We're down to 12%. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, but that's my review. I wanted to support the 2-in-1 because I think where we're headed with this type shit is cool, and I wish that I could just put this on my Android tablet instead of Android. Like, I wish all the devices that we purchased were not so fucking locked down. And I don't understand the mentality of people that shop. And I mean, I do it too. I buy devices that are not going to serve me, and it's got to stop, man. We got to stop the madness here, because we're never going to get there. we're losing the battle, and the battle is real. If you didn't know, the battle is real. So yeah, man, fucking blown away. Good job, Genome folks. I was not really into Genome Shell, and Wayland also. But I guess I'm gonna start digging into it. I still can't run it on my desktop because I can't do screen capturing and things that function. There's a ton of shit that just doesn't work right, but this is right. And just to give you an idea, actually, fuck it, if anybody's actually watching this, maybe they'll be curious about this. So if I log out, and we'll switch to X. So I'm going to do genome on Xorg. And let me type in my super secret password. This is where having the fingerprint reader would be nice. And I'll probably be working on that after I'm done here. Because I can't even type my password. It's just a damn reflex. So it's kind of a bitch. Okay, so here's X. And, the functionality is going to be similar. Which surprised me. It surprised me that it even worked. Let's see if multi-gesture works. Woof. Okay, I don't like what just happened there. Let's do multi. Nope. I don't think you're going to get the multi-gesture support. Looks like scrolling isn't really working, so I think the button, if I tap the button, one of these does. No. So yeah, that's I mean, we're functioning. We don't get our little oh, we do get our pop-up keyboard. Okay, well that's actually in a way. Let's open a terminal, see what hell breaks loose. So we can slide the keyboard up. I actually prefer that. I noticed in Wayland it also moved it up. Oh, let's see, this is getting a little. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's some of the shit I was reading, I think, where Wayland intercepts all the input and then sends it to all the applications and then may cancel depending on what the gesture ends up being. And so you can kind of see here how the interaction is a little bit funkier because now if we slide up, the terminal is getting the the terminal's the closest thing. So it's getting the input. If we actually get the terminal out of the way, then we're actually able to get the input. So like maybe multi-gesture support works over here. No, it doesn't. Anyway, you know, the X is never gonna. I don't think somebody's gonna bolt multi-gesture on top of it. Although people love X, and I love X as well. I did feel though that it was slower, but maybe that's not really the case. It felt slower, and then of course, yeah, this scrolling is not working. So I may fuck with this more. Let's go to YouTube. Yeah, so you can probably grab the scroll bar. So you're just gonna be missing multi-gesture support. You know, the pen still works. You can technically get to the activities button. What else could we do here? Let's do some GIMP. I installed GIMP just because I wanted to see. I think there's pen support in here. Sure. I think you can even do pressure sensitive shit, but like it wasn't convenient immediately, and nothing is immediately apparent to me on how to do anything. So this is partly my lack of. Hey now. Where'd my image go? Shit. New. What the fuck? Over. We're gonna die. We're gonna die. We're getting so close to death here. We're at 9%. I think it shit the bed around 4% earlier. GIMP. Oh, see, it grabbed it. No. No. See, why does that happen? New. That's fine. Okay. Grab a paintbrush. Start painting. Okay, yeah. So the input is certainly good. I don't know how to zoom easily. But yeah, getting pressure sensitive shit working is next. But I think I had Wayland ignoring my finger input here because finger input wasn't working, but pen input was. Anyway, there's a whole flow here that I'm not the expert on for sure. But you know, this little pen is working, and it is a Wacom. However, the oh yeah, the setup options, like there are Wacom tablet setup options, and actually if you look in the mouse, oh, okay, interesting. I actually got battery power reporting stuff before. Anyway, this feels like lies. Let's go back to Waylon. All right, one more. No. One more login. So it's not that X doesn't work. It's just that I don't think I'm going to be using it. Come on, dude. What are you doing? There we go. Oh no. Oh no. Yep. That's kind of what happened to me earlier. So like I don't know right now if what's running. But it only wants pen input. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Earth to keyboard. Yep. Come on, fingerprint reader. What? So I don't know if something just woke up. This is where shit was getting a little weird. Is that because I touched the damn fingerprint reader? Like, I don't think so. Yeah, so maybe D-message is going to have something to say about that. But, fuck. Where was it then? Yeah, this, I swear to God, this had more shit. It's gonna die. It's gonna die. Oh, shit. Maybe it was here. And as soon as I touched, this was 0, and then as soon as I came near, Wacom stole the battery power out of this and reported it. So that's really cool. And this is a AAA, whatever. My other device doesn't work on here. Oh my God, it does. Okay. And look, it's at 25%. See that? This one is at 100%. This one, oh, I could do that all day. This is the future. So this is my Android Huawei pen, which I was pretty sure was Wacom. So I was kind of confused why it didn't work. And it has a little bit better feel. Both of these support pressure and whatever. There's full brightness. The auto thing, the automatic brightness is a bit all over the place. It adjusts like every 0.5 seconds. It's like a little bit crazy. You can see it fluctuating. And it's just doing that all the time. And there must be a lot of adjustment settings. So it's a little bit distracting. I don't know if that's something I can adjust out, but anyway, there you go. So yeah, man, that's my tablet for now. And haven't tested hibernating. I don't really give a shit about that, but I'll probably test it. I want to get this working, and then I do plan on upgrading the disk that's in here. So I don't know if I'll find that this is going to be a a not too fast disk, and maybe it'll be faster when I upgrade it. And then if anybody knows a killer app for drawing on the Linux, or how to make GIMP be better, I'm probably going to read about that too. But I have been drawing since I've had all these crazy tablets. And what was the other thing? One thing that I have grown to love using KDE Connect. Here's my other tablet, which, by the way, this thing just has such nice speakers that it's not even. It's just not comparable. This KDE Connect bullshit I've been using because you can do remote input, and you get the keyboard, and of course you get this wonderful shit, and then you get mouse stuff. So I'm not sure who I'm connected. Oh, that's to Hush. We can connect to Crash, my machine right here, and do remote input. And there you go. I got the mouse and keyboard, so I can do remote control. This isn't as good as Synergy, but it is an answer, right? And I don't know, this like Android's more of like a client. Come on, baby. There we go. Dot to Googles.com. Is there a Googles? Is there a the Googles? Yeah, look at that. Coming soon. Whoa, is that real? That seems weird. Anyway, that kind of flow works really well from Android, and then of course, oh my fucking god, Yahtzee. Okay, so Google Assistant on Android is amazing, and I put Google Assistant on Linux using the SDKs. In fact, I thought she was listening, but I think I discovered it's not anymore. Google. Whoa. Okay, that's scary. I got too much shit on my desk here. Google Chrome. Yep. Yeah, it's still running. We should be able to hear her. This is it right here. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 7:35.
Yep, she's not answering. What's crazy is you can see every other device listens. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 7:35.
But then my home answered, which is over there. But before, let's kill off. Shit, I'm not doing a good job here. Let's kill off the assistant that is running here, the SDK, and then just fire it up again. If I can get my mouse working. So it's just running as me. Google Assistant demo. Because I'm going to miss that. I like using the voice input on a tablet, especially when I'm, talking in whatever chat type thing I'm using. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 7:36.
There you go. So what you can't do with the SDK is everything else. Like I could tell Spotify to play on one of my other devices, but I can't play it here. I can't play podcasts here. I can't, maybe through parsing or fixing up this shit, I could figure out an interface to something like WeChat or something like that. But the integration just isn't as good, and the SDK doesn't support a lot of things. So, okay, Google, play Packet Pushers podcast.
Sorry, I'm not sure how to help with that.
Yeah, which is bullshit. If I ask the tablet, I guess by actually tickling Google, play Packet Pushers podcast.
All right, packet pushers, heavy networking.
I mean,
Here's where you got to.
boom.
How are you feeling now that you're free of the corporate overlords?
Thanks for it's great to be here, Greg. Was it in servitude at VMware? Actually, I had a fantastic time.
Oh, it didn't kill it.
Had a blast there.
It didn't kill it.
Building the NSX business units from its, when I joined, still fairly small beginnings to the,
Anyway, if I had that to the SDK, holy fuck, then Linux becomes crazy more viable because, like, then what if you could, just integrate that into the keyboard? I don't know. There's a lot of dangers, stranger danger, but yeah, I just want to be able to input here using the assistant, which that seems like it could happen. But then, I want to emulate some of the other things that I do normally. Like I have Spotify on Linux, so why can't I listen to music? Anyway, so obviously Android is a much nicer experience. But I think we're at the point where maybe we can start to address shit like that, because I use Google, man. I just don't want them to use me as much, and I know that may not fit into their business plan, but I think as all the AI shit gets pushed out to the edge, I want to be sure that essentially I'm the one that is using it for me, not Google using it for me for them. So I do. That is the other reason that I'm endeavoring to fuck with Linux on tablets, because I do think this kind of use case, browsing the internet, right? That's 90% of what people do, or being able to read, and I do think that having an open platform for getting there is certainly the way to go. But goddamn, there's a lot of pieces, and we're not there yet. So I don't know. I'm gonna quit rambling. Hopefully, this long-winded and useless review, maybe somebody who's on the fence about picking one of these up and contributing to the things is now maybe more into it. I can't decide. I think I'm almost 90% that I'm gonna end up keeping this thing. But battery life, man. Battery life. This tablet has better speakers and will run for 10 hours. Legit. I don't think I'm gonna get that with this tablet. I think this tablet could stay on for 10 hours, but performance-wise, this tablet is better. It's just that this ecosystem is limiting, and it grosses me out. And Linux and Wayland is not looking horrible. Although I can't live without Yahtzee, so hey, there's that. I don't have Yahtzee on Linux. There's gonna be shit I don't have on Linux, but man, I'm blown away. Alright, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. This is long.